everyone. Welcome to a special Nerdcast, the game night. Now, people in the chat are probably asking what game night is. We are going to be spinning the wheel and answering the topics that you guys have selected in the polls over the last couple of months. We've got 4 possible topics tonight. We're going to try and get through. I would like to get through 3 of them. 4 of them would be fantastic. I'd like to get through 3 of them. And tonight we are joined by a panel of people. We have Joe here, who is muted. Not sure why, but he's muted.
Not anymore.
Okay. On the other side of Joe, we have Omega in the building. Right below Omega, we have Jake.
Yeah.
And then next to Jake and below me, which way am I going? We have Darren over here. So
hello.
Yeah,
I did not realize how X-Men 97 heavy that intro is. I approve.
Yes. Yeah. It's one of the X-Men ones. But we're going to be doing different things that you guys have chosen. Also, I know there's news today, but this is a game stream. Essentially, we're just going to be playing games. However, just like with any stream, if somebody super chats a question that is not related to the game, we will talk about those super chats between our sessions of answering topics. So if there's something that came out today, I know there's stuff that dropped, surprisingly on a Monday. We'll talk about that tonight if you want. But if not, we'll save it for tomorrow night for the regular scheduled Nerdcast.
This is what you get for switching to Tuesday.
I know. That's what it is. So, how is everyone doing tonight? Is everybody having a good Monday?
Groovy.
Yes.
Pretty solid.
Good day.
Omega, we can't hear you.
Oh,
wow, Eric, you silenced the black man. How about that?
I know.
No, I silenced myself. I had to hack up a freaking loogie. So I was saying, like, today's my Friday, so I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, okay. It's technically my Friday, too, because I work all weekend. So
yeah, I work the weekend.
There we go. What does your shirt say? Is it just Amazing Spider-Man?
It says Amazing Dad.
Oh, okay. All right. You always have really interesting shirts. Jake, what shirt are you wearing today?
Huh?
What shirt do you have on today? Oh, my least favorite Spider-Man shirt of all time.
Look at this. Jake and I are spider twinsies.
Hey, Darren, where's your nerd shirt?
Yeah, Darren, what's going on?
It was my mom's birthday, so I dressed up.
Oh, you dressed up. So happy birthday to Darren Mom. So
yeah. And hey,
I was actually... Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Lance, if you're watching this, stay off her Facebook.
Oh, my God. So, oddly enough, my Daredevil podcast reaction video is still up.
Oh.
I watched that.
So every week I'm going to react to the official podcast after Daredevil. It'll go up on Thursdays every week. I was shocked that it has not been knock on glass. I was shocked that it hadn't been claimed yet. It's been up for like a week and hasn't been claimed. So it's kind of crazy.
I keep forgetting to watch Daredevil.
Well, it's only one episode right now.
Oh,
so,
I've still forgotten to watch it.
$5 super chat from Naruto. Great podcast reaction, Eric. Do you think they'll do 1 or 2 Daredevil podcasts tomorrow? I don't know, because there's 2 episodes, right? So I'm not sure. If they do 2, then I will do 2 reactions, and fingers crossed they don't get claimed. However, tomorrow night's stream will start closer to the old time. So closer to like 11:30, 11:40, so that everybody that wants to watch Daredevil will be able to watch it before they jump into the stream. So... South Tech Sharks and Supergirl trailer tomorrow. Yes, that's another thing I'm looking forward to. So tomorrow we should have a lot to discuss. Pretty exciting stuff. So the first topic we're going to tackle tonight, I went ahead and put the banner up, is going to be top 3 favorite one-season shows. This will be the first topic. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the wheel up on screen. Let me get rid of the production cam. Share. So I won't leave that up. I just wanted to put that up so people could see. So top 3 fave one season shows is going to be the first wheel.
My old enemy, the wheel.
And yeah, so we're gonna spin the wheel and see who gets to go first on this one. Anybody want to bet? Oh, by the way, tonight pizza slices are good and chicken is bad.
If you go to KFC, yes.
Yeah, chicken is bad. Eat less chicken. Eat beef. Actually, no, pizza's good, chicken is bad. So
Okay. I have a question
All
first.
yes.
Are these just one seasons that were like canceled, or can these be like limited series as well? Like
They can be limited.
I think either
Okay.
would count.
Yeah, as long as they show whether it ended at the end of one season or it was canceled at the end of one season, it still counts. So
Okay.
What if
Well,
it
I guess
only
that-
got to air 5 episodes and didn't even get to complete its season?
that's still fine as long as it's not more than one season. But yeah.
That leaves a lot of Disney Plus shows.
All right, here we go. Oh,
Oop, you're up first, Aaron.
Darren is up first, actually.
Okay, I'm up first. All right. I realized via this topic that I very solemnly watch one season shows. I guess I'm just more attracted to shows that have a longer runtime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially shows that are canceled. Like if shows canceled after one season, I'm like, oh, probably not gonna watch that. But I did an easy pick for my first one that was like slam dunk. This currently only has one season. There have been talks of maybe a second season, but
Right.
none of that has been confirmed yet. I have HBO's The Penguin that came out a couple years ago.
Oh.
Penguin was such. I honestly was not excited for that show. Like I was like, this would probably be good, but who cares about the Penguin TV show?
That's a solid choice, though. I have to give you.
And
That's a
they
good choice.
slam dunked that show. Every single episode was some of the best comic book TV I've ever seen. They somehow made me like, which takes place in the same universe, the Penguin over the Batman, and that's insane how they managed to do that.
Yeah.
Would you say
love
that you prefer that character over Robert Pattinson's Batman?
So far, yes. So, but like what? That's 3 hours versus what? 8 hours, right? Like
Yeah.
he has had just more time to do that. So I like give Robert Pattinson some time. Give him if that second movie ever comes out. Hopefully he can.
Right.
But I got to give Darren
Yeah.
credit on that one. As somebody who wasn't crazy about that movie, I was surprised with how much I enjoyed that series.
All right, who is next? I see some pizza slices.
Pizza time.
Oh my god!
Same thing happens with me and is now happening with Darren.
And I spaced him out all throughout the wheel too.
Clearly not good enough.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. All right, Darren, what's your next choice?
My next choice, and hopefully there's a while between my next one because I only have 2 so far. Let me go through a show that was recently canceled from a franchise I really, really enjoy. Let's go with Dexter Original Sin. It came out last year. I think it was last year. That was the Dexter prequel series that followed Dexter and Dad.
And it was
all-
supposed to get multiple seasons originally, right?
It was picked up for a second season, and then the merger happened. Paramount said, no more, bye-bye. Which is very unfortunate, because I thought it was actually really good. It captured, if you love early Dexter, it's kind of just more of early Dexter again. You get to see all these characters again. It had such a fun vibe. And I know some people were like, well, is this necessary? And I'm like, no, not. I guess not, but it's so much fun. I really didn't care. I just loved this Miami vibe and tone again that I thought was missing from some of the later Dexter. So that's my number 2. I really, really enjoyed that show, and I hope they can give it another shot someday.
Okay.
I'll also say this with a different, even with a different actor playing the role, with Michael C. Hall doing the narration. The casting was so good, you sometimes forgot it was a different actor playing the role.
That casting in that show was insane. Just like all around, almost all the cast members were just those characters. Like they killed it.
All right, here we go. Who's next?
Darren again.
If it's me again, I'm asking to re-roll.
Oh, it is Jake.
All right. So
All right.
I'm going to go with a DC show for my first pick also. And
Okay.
this wasn't one I expected to like, because it was always a character that was kind of middle of the pack for me as far as the wide array of DC characters go, and especially on the network that this was pivoting to, I was especially concerned. Not quite. And that is what started on the DC platform. I'm going with Swamp Thing.
Okay.
And I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed that series, because I expected to just not really care, and they were trying to pick it up with CW, but around that time CW just didn't have the money to pick it up, and I don't think that they would have had the budget to do visual justice to the character.
I thought you were going
either.
to say Gotham Knights.
Absolutely not. Yeah. But no, I enjoyed the hell out of Swamp Thing, and definitely better.
I totally
than,
forgot about that.
Yeah, I was going through making my list, and then I thought about that randomly. I'm like, oh yeah, that had a show, so I definitely
aside from the teases in it, it's actually a really good one season show. Like if you wanted to go watch it,
yeah, it works really well on its own. You can tell they're setting stuff up for later, and man, I really wanted that Swamp Thing to interact with Matt Ryan's Constantine, but we never got it. Sadly.
Yeah, had I remembered that, I probably would have put it on my list.
Yeah.
What?
I kept wanting Blue Devil to show up.
Yeah. Oh. It is I.
Who?
Me. All right, I'm gonna go with a show. I've got a couple options here, but this was a show that a lot of people probably never saw. But I actually saw it on streaming, and I was kind of sad that it didn't continue. And that was a show called The Tomorrow People. Does anybody remember that show?
Oh God!
Are we talking the original or the reboot?
No, the reboot, the one that came out in the 2010s
with the other Peyton List,
Robbie Amell. Yeah.
I vaguely remember that one.
I thought it was a good show. It wasn't perfect, but it came out during that era of like CW-ish type stuff. And I thought it was interesting enough to keep following. So I like that show. It's on streaming. I think that it's actually a pretty well done show in that genre. So I would say Tomorrow People for me.
Why not tell me today? Kidding.
Interesting trivia. The Tomorrow People was created by the same guy who created You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh, really?
Roger Price. Yep.
Actually, Joe, you are up too. So what is your first choice here?
All right. I was tempted to go with a sci-fi show. You all know what sci-fi show I'm thinking of, but I'm not going to say it because someone else is probably going to take it, and it's a good choice. But I decided there's another sci-fi show that only lasted one season that I even liked more.
Oh.
That is Alien Nation.
Oh.
Fox 1990, based on the 1988 movie starring James Caan and Mandy Patinkin. The show ran one season on Fox, got canceled, did come back for a series of made-for-TV movies, but Alien Nation was a great allegorical series. It was woke before they used that word. Basically about being a minority in America. It was aliens 5 years after they landed when they just basically became another minority living in Los Angeles, and it was about the adventures of a human detective and his alien partner. I love that show.
It did only have one season. I would have put that on my list. I thought it had more than one season, though.
No, it was just one.
There were a lot of TV movies that followed.
Right, yeah.
Only one season.
Right. Let's see.
This freaking flute fly is getting on my goddamn nerve.
Wow. What is up with the double ups tonight? It's Joe again.
All right. My other show I mentioned before on this stream. I don't remember what the topic was, but it's come up before. It was a 13-episode series that aired in 2003, right before the Gulf War. Got canceled because of the Gulf. It kept getting preempted for Gulf War coverage. Starred Skeet Ulrich and Angus McFadden, and it was called Miracles. It was from David Greenwalt, producer of Angel, and it was about Skeet Ulrich was a guy who went around for the Catholic Church debunking miracles. When people claim they had a miraculous experience, the church sent him in to find the reasons why it wasn't an actual miracle. Wonderful show. It's on DVD. If you've never seen it, can't recommend Miracles enough.
Okay. Let's see who's up next. Oh,
All right, Darren. Hope you have your third.
Darren.
All right, I searched long and hard for mine.
Oh,
Again, I
shoot.
realized
Oh,
like
damn it! Thought it at the same time, Eric.
I feel like there's a lot of shows that get canceled after 2 seasons, and I feel like
Oh.
maybe that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But my last pick is a little show I would never. How dare you? Yeah, it's a little show called Grey's Anatomy. Got canceled after 1 season. They did no saving.
I was about to say, wait, Grey's Anatomy had 1 season?
They actually just got picked up.
One really long season.
Yeah,
Say,
23.
Actually,
That's some
Would've
One
been-
Piece shit.
would have been funny if I said One Piece. That would have been really funny. There was a Netflix show a while back ago called I Am Not Okay With This. Which was a teen drama.
Great show.
Fantastic show. Teenage girl. It's actually been so long I have to rewatch it because I don't remember the specifics of it. But it was kind of like a regular teen drama show that happens to follow a girl with powers who doesn't know how to control them. And it was such a good bottled mystery show, and it ends in such a cool way. And then Netflix was like, "Yeah, we're not doing that again." I'm like,
So it was Sophia Lillis from It.
yes, she's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's so good. And I feel like might be one of the most underrated superpower kind of shows. It's not a superhero show, but in that genre of show that people just don't talk about. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we got next. Oh, Omega is up.
Oh my god.
Oh, you about to say black for me for a second. All right. I really had to go back because, like Darren, I really don't watch a lot of shows that only have a season, and I really had a hard time trying to look for some. So I had to go way back. This one isn't that far back, but still is pretty far back. Space Above and Beyond.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I remember that one.
It was on Fox. It was it looked like Battlestar Galactica about 10 years before the new Battlestar Galactica. It was a great sci-fi space series about Earth.
What network was it on?
Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, Earth gets attacked by some alien, or it's like some Earth colony gets attacked by some aliens, and so this war gets started. It was great. Only got 1 season. The only reason it got canceled because it got too expensive.
Oh, that's typical. All
It was
right.
from
Yeah, we got a lot
one of the
of
producers
FIC.
of the X Files, Glenn Morgan from the X Files.
Oh, well, Jake, back to back there.
I was kind of in a win-win situation.
Everyone in the middle of you got removed, so there we go. All right.
All right. So, I'm gonna go with another comic show for this one. This is gonna be my last one for that, but this is one that people, they probably like, but they probably wouldn't consider it among their favorites for ones that have 1 season. And I'm gonna go with a series called Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh.
Probably didn't expect me to say that one. I loved the hell out of that series. It's my favorite Marvel Disney Plus show that is within MCU because if we're going outside of that, then this wins. But no, I really loved that series because you got to see both of Steve's kind of side characters on their own without him and forming their own sort of dynamics. And it still kept that grounded tone that you would see in the previous Captain America films. That show had that tone more than the movie Brave New World did. And I still stand by that show could have been retooled and potentially worked better as a movie, but as a limited series, I still really like it. It tells you more about the world, and you got to see the after effects of the everyday people, which
Right.
is something I really like when these series do, because like, yeah, you have people fighting in the cities and whatnot, but what about the people in the city? Like, what's going on with them? Like, why is this place somewhere we should fight for? And that really, that series kind of answered it. And you know, I also really like the two standouts for me, apart from Sam and Bucky, were Wyatt Russell as John Walker and Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley. Those two characters were absolutely terrific. And Marvel got really lucky with those two. And people might, you know, hate this moment, but I love Sam's speech near the end whenever he finally picks up the shield. And
Where did Darren go?
I don't know. I think maybe his internet cut out or something. But
All right.
but I loved that series a lot. And honestly, I wish that suit that you see Sam wear at the end of the series, I wish he would have kept that one. I wish he would have kept it.
Yeah, I got a funny little story about this show. This is the show that actually made me unsubscribe to freaking TikTok. He was complaining about bullshit. He was complaining about something with the Doomcock.
Oh.
He was complaining about you know, the scene where him and Bucky gets stopped by the cops and they go to Sam thinking that he was like, that was a Black Lives Matter propaganda piece. I went, what the are you talking about? I unsubscribed from him because I remember this. I was going to Farm Fresh. I was going to the grocery store. Because where I live, it was like right across the way. I was like, wait, what? I looked at my phone, I was like, let me unsubscribe to this idiot. What the hell?
I stopped listening to that clown years ago.
The only reason I was listening to it because he was talking crap about Discovery, and I'm sorry, I just don't.
You're like, I was with you, and then you lost me.
Yeah.
By the way, Jake, you technically could have picked X-Men 97.
I did, and I wanted to, but you know what? We know a season 2 is coming, so I'm like, you know what? I'll leave.
Not here yet, though. It's still a free game.
I'm going to pick for my second choice here a show called The Flash. And you might say, well, Eric, which Flash do you mean? I mean
thought about it.
The John Wesley Ship Flash show from the 90s.
Yep.
That should have gotten more seasons, but it only got one, and we got the wrap-up of that series in the Arrowverse. But I would have loved to have seen more from that 90s.
Those episodes were long, though. It was like you were watching a bunch of Flash movies.
So you're picking the Flash TV series that never went downhill.
Yes, it never had a chance to go downhill. That's true. Plus, I really enjoyed that suit. For years, that was my favorite Flash suit until like the end of the Arrowverse days when they were upgrading the suit. But
I remember that show now.
And I do remember that show is, and maybe Joe might remember this or Jake might remember this. Wasn't it supposed to be a movie in that Batman universe?
That was
the Tim Burton Batman
was
universe?
the intent. Yes.
I never heard that before, but it would, you know,
Well,
if they could have gotten away with it, I'm sure they would have.
Well, why do you think they had Danny Elfman do the score for that show too?
Well, to be fair, Danny Elfman did the score for every show back then. He was doing The Simpsons, which was up against The Flash, oddly enough, on Thursday night.
They did want to include it in that same continuity, yes.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
honest-
I love the like updated version of that suit that you get in Elseworlds, by the way.
Yes, I agree. I think it looks good.
I think it's such a missed opportunity to not have a scene in Crisis where it's like Brandon Routh Superman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, John Wesley's Chip, and then you could throw in even like Kevin Conroy's Batman in there to make it like a classic lineup of heroes. Yeah, like that would have been sick.
I mean, just imagine if you could have got a Justice League back in the day with Christopher Reeve, Linda Carter, Michael Keaton, and John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah.
That would have been incredible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It looks like, Jake, you are up.
All right. So, going into a animated show for this one.
Oh.
And this is actually a pretty recent animated show. One of my favorites of this decade. And I am really bummed that this series is canceled. Because I think that it had so much potential to keep going. And that's this little series called Twilight of the Gods. I thought that series was fucking phenomenal. One of the best things, I think, to ever come from Snyder. You follow Sigrid and her mortal lover. they have this really vengeful kind of journey to kill the god of thunder, and they're joined by a bunch of other characters from Norse mythology like Loki, and it really capitalizes on a bunch of world building, which is something I always really like for these type of fantasy based series. I love it when they flesh out the world. Stellar animation, great soundtrack, really phenomenal voice work too, and I think one of the best things that we ever got from Snyder, and it is sad that it's not getting a second season because, damn it, the first one was great.
Okay. I agree with that. Oh, and we are getting Joe to wrap up his list here.
I'm going to go with another sitcom that I brought up previously on this stream another time, and that is Greg the Bunny. One season on Fox. It was about a world in which puppets were real. They were called fabricated Americans. That was their preferred term. And it was about Seth Green and Greg the Bunny were roommates, and Greg the Bunny ends up getting a job on a Sesame Street type show called Jingleheimer Junction, where he works with a very egotistical Shakespearean actor puppet named Warren the Ape, and a mentally challenged turtle named Tardy Turtle, and a vampire who liked to say blah named Count Blah. I love that show.
Okay.
Sarah Silverman and Eugene Levy were also in the cast.
Are we sure this isn't a social commentary of current day politics?
Could have been. And it would have been a good one, too.
All right, here
I'm
we go.
shocked you didn't say the Muppet Show.
That was 5 seasons.
No, I'm sorry. I meant the like modern Muppet Show.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
That should have gone longer.
All right, we have me. So I have a option here to go with the obvious choice, to go with the one that I actually want to go with. Because Omega will get to do both of his at the end here, because he gets back to back. I'm going to go with one, because there's a couple of them that I'm thinking about, but I'm going to go with Lovecraft Country.
Ooh, okay, I remember that one.
Yeah. That was an era.
That was, now I know that I know that Jonathan Majors has been canceled. I get that. But prior to his cancellation, I think that show could have had a really good run with multiple stories. And I'm sad that it didn't get to continue, because I thought it was a really well done show. So I will save my other choice. I've got one other choice and then the obvious choice, which Omega might say, since nobody else said it. There was an obvious choice in there, but I had another one that I was thinking about, but we'll save that for another
I'm
list.
surprised no one has said it already.
Yeah. So Omega, you get 2 back to back. What are your 2?
Okay, the last 2 are. I had to go way back for this one. 6-year-old me was watching it and could barely catch it at like 6 in the goddamn morning.
Yeah.
Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Oh my god!
You know,
Oh,
I
reruns of
freaking
that.
love this show.
Oh
I
my
still have
God.
the VHS tapes.
I would watch reruns of that on my grandparents' cable. Holy shit!
Please tell me you have one of the toys. Please tell me you do. I had like one of the ships, and they had like one little tank thing.
Yeah, I had one of the
Yeah.
ships. Mm-hmm.
I absolutely
Oh my
love
God.
that show. And again, like with a lot of sci-fi shows back in the day.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, that's the actual tape.
You just brought me back, man. Wow.
And you're muted, bro.
Me or him?
No, Joe, you're muted, bro.
Joe.
Yeah, you're
muted.
muted.
I got an
There you
autograph
go.
by Gary Goddard. This was a gift.
Oh wow.
Who this was a gift from? Someone whose name has come up on this stream many times in the past.
Who?
Robert Meyer Burnett.
Oh.
There that is.
Oh my god.
I hung out with him. He gave me this.
Nice. But yeah, like with a lot of sci-fi shows back then, they canceled it because it got too expensive.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh man, that show was awesome.
He was like, what? Never heard of this. It was like, it's an old, like 87, 88 show. It's basically, it's about, it's like basically like the world ends and these AI computers and robots take over and like the last remnants of humanity's fighting back.
It had the interactive toys too. You would shoot at the TV, and the characters.
They don't have to have like this little glowing thing on and
Uh-huh.
the little toys you could shoot at. Which I had the jet,
Yeah.
the tank. I wanted the villain's jet, but I wasn't getting that one.
I had the large like a spaceship looking one.
And what was your last one, Omega? You get one more.
Oh yes, right. Last one was Terra Nova.
I almost said that.
I didn't
That was a fun
honestly
show.
like. I didn't
Yeah.
honestly. Well, the first few episodes I didn't like it because it was just teen drama in the past. Well, it was just teen drama with dinosaurs. So I was like, "What is this crap?" Then later on, it was like, "Oh, it actually has a plot now. It's actually getting good, and it's canceled."
Yeah.
I like the thing that they had to always go back to the same point. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
it actually made time travel interesting if you could get past the teen drama bullshit.
Yeah.
so nobody said Firefly. I'm really surprised. Everybody avoided it.
Like
never
I said,
saw
I was going to say it, but I chose Alien Nation instead.
Can I just give a shout out to one that I thought Darren was gonna say?
Okay, wait, really quickly. Once I was done, I was like, fuck, I didn't do Wolverine and the X-Men.
That's what I was gonna say.
That would be my number one.
I left that alone for you because I thought you were gonna do it, so I left it for you.
That's so much better than all of my other choices. That was my first I didn't know a show could be canceled yet. Like that was my well, where's season 2? I'm waiting for season 2 and it never came.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
and then
it's so depressing.
like since then, me and Darren have like talked to one of the creators of it, and like we knew what they wanted to do going forward, and that just makes the cancellation all the more tragic.
I'm glad 97 is a thing because it's now my favorite X-Men show.
Yeah.
But when it was announced, I was upset because I was like, no, I want Wolverine and the X-Men instead.
Yeah. No, I left Wolverine and the X-Men for you, fully intent. I was like, yeah, he's gonna go for that one.
Yeah,
Good times.
great show.
Good times. And see, like that's the time where you can have Wolverine be the main character and have it be done right.
Yes, Chris. Yes, Muppets Mayhem and Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, both shows that should have been yes.
I mean, you could just go down the Netflix rabbit hole, huh? Just be like, well, that one and that one and that one and that one.
So, I will say before I landed on Swamp Thing, I was gonna say Constantine.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of DC shows you could.
I was gonna say Powerless because I feel like that show.
No,
could have
you
gotten better
weren't.
over time.
Oh God,
I was thinking Powerless too. Powerless.
I was
was a really
kidding.
good show.
I hated that
I was
show.
joking.
How do you hate that show? It was so funny.
It was so fucking boring. The only reason I watched it was so that I could bitch and complain and go, oh, so the Arrowverse can't say all these characters' names, but this dumb show can.
I love that show.
Eric, I realized I didn't hear you say Inhumans. Where's that?
I know. I was thinking about that too. That was another one I was thinking about. 100%.
Secret
Actually, I was also
Invasion.
gonna say WandaVision. I thought WandaVision was a good choice.
I thought
for
about
me.
WandaVision.
And Hawkeye. I thought Hawkeye's another good one for
Hawkeye,
an
yeah.
individual show.
Literally, just go down the MCU Disney Plus channel, and you'll
Right.
find plenty of them.
There's a lot of Star Wars ones too that people could have picked, like Acolyte and things like that.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah.
Yeah, you said favorite, and they aren't my favorites.
There was
no-
another great Netflix sitcom that got canceled after one season, but I can't remember the name of it. It was set in the 80s.
There's so many of them.
Does anybody remember a sci-fi show from like 2010 called The Cape? Am I alone on that? Does anybody remember that show?
I know of it. I've heard it's.
Oh, I remember The Cape. 6 seasons in a movie.
I was about to say I know it via Community. I know it because of that bit.
Super chat.
So,
Awake, Moon Knight, and A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I don't even know if you can count that last one because the season 2 is coming.
It's coming. Yep. But for now, it is.
Darren,
It
it's
is.
not here, so it's free game.
For now, yeah, it's still fair game. Lone Wolf, good to see you. $2 super chat. Constantine, Adolescence, WandaVision, and Firefly, and Beef. Beef is really good.
Beef is getting
Really, really good.
No.
Yeah, but it's a different cast though, right? Isn't it?
God, I forgot
That's
about Adolescence.
fair. Yeah. With that logic, though, could you be like, okay, here's American Horror Story, right?
You could, technically.
Season's a different
I
thing.
guess I feel like you could. Yeah.
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 All right. So the next thing we're going to do is here's our next top 3. This one we've done over decades. We've never done a full on open door for this. top 3 favorite animated movies of all time. Now, I'm sure there's
he's gonna be like Lion King 1, Lion King 2. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure there's going to be some repeats in here, and that's fine, because we've gone through like 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So I'm sure people are going to repeat some of their choices. But it is a battle to see who gets certain movies first, because I have a feeling a lot of people want to get to certain movies. So we're going to see. So we're doing top 3 animated films of all time. And let's pull the wheel up and get started on this one. All right. And there is a blank spot. I can't get rid of that. I don't know why it's there, but if it lands on that, then we'll ignore it.
So then is it going to be Casper's turn?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. All right, see who we got here.
I feel like mine's about to be boring because I've talked about all of these a million times.
Oh, well, here we go.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Good old reliable Jake.
He's gonna pick Darren, all of Darren's ones if he goes first. He's
Go
gonna
for
knock
it,
them all
Jake.
out.
Have fun.
Probably not, honestly. Probably not. And it's not a diss at Darren or anything. It's just a lot of shit he likes I just haven't seen.
Pull some boots too, Jake. Come on.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with surprise, surprise. I'm gonna start off in this genre again. I'm going with a comic movie in this one, though not the really popular ones that everybody likes to pick out of the last 5 years or so. Going all the way back to 1993 with Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Ooh, that's a good one.
One of my favorite comic book films of all time, favorite animated films, and arguably the best Batman cinematic project that's ever been released. Because
not arguably the best.
I love it.
Wait. Do we have an agreement between Jake and Joe on something here? This is
I don't see how you can dispute that. I mean, you can, but you'd be wrong.
I don't know what Barry Allen did this time, but anyway. Yeah, that movie's an absolute masterpiece because it's
same emojis, Chris.
Like it's the simple nature of that world. I mean, that's one of my favorite worlds. Is that animated Timverse, and you get the brand new villain in Phantasm. Shut up, Darren. And I love the back and forth between Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne and Donna Delaney's Andrea Beaumont. And if I had a nickel for every time Donna Delaney voiced one of Kevin Conroy Batman's love interests, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. But I mean, that movie's just an absolute masterpiece, top to bottom. It gives the whole existential crisis that he goes through of should I focus on the Bruce Wayne side that wants to be happy with this woman, or the Batman side that is bound by the promise he made to his parents? And Kevin Conroy's even said more than once that that is his favorite depiction of Batman that he ever did, and it's clear as day why. So yeah, had to go with that one.
All right.
Also had the greatest character actor of all time in it, Dick Miller.
Never seen it.
Are we about to double up again? Oh, that would have been funny.
Almost.
That would
Joe's
have
go.
been funny.
All right, Joe.
All right, I got to go with a movie that basically brought my wife and I together. The reason we're married. 1985's The Secret of the Sword. The He-Man She-Ra movie. Introduced She-Ra to the world. Come on. A stranger walked into my world. The theme song. No, well, yeah. Secret of the Sword. Come on. Okay. Greatest animated film of all time. Let's not even joke here. Filmation. You got He-Man. You got the origin story of She-Ra. What more do you need?
I never saw this. What the fuck? I'm super into He-Man. I don't think I've ever seen this.
Another haven't seen.
Oh, Darren is up.
Hmm.
What is Darren going to bless us with? I feel like he is the animation king of movies and stuff like that. So.
Again, all 3 of these, usually when we do this list, I try and mix my list up and be like, what's ones I've never said before? These are all things I've talked about on these lists a million times. Yeah, The Lion King is my favorite movie of all time. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush here.
Oh, kidding.
I think it's Disney's best movie. I think it's a masterpiece.
The live action one?
No.
The live action one is also animated.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Sure, which makes it even worse, I'd argue. No, I think the movie's a masterpiece. It's the movie I watched probably the most of my life. I think it's arguably the greatest soundtrack of all time. I think it's
Hans Zimmer, man.
like it's a movie that I think is so good. It's kind of hard to talk about it because it's just like
The Circle of Life
Lion
is
King.
like
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
Lion King. Of course, it's goated.
Yeah.
Incredible.
all right.
Love it.
One of my
Who we
favorite
got?
theater experiences was when they re-released that for its 10 years.
I enjoyed seeing that again too.
Oh, Omega is up.
We're all taking turns this time. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone but you.
Whoa.
I just caught that. Okay, this one is now every anime weeb is going to put this in their list.
Oh.
Well, if they're above a certain
Oh.
age.
Oh,
Avatar?
I think I know it.
Aruto Fukidoji, Revenge. No. I'm kidding.
You bastard!
Do not look up Revenge of the Overfiend. Trust me.
I don't
No,
need to. I already know it.
No, it's Akira.
Oh.
Everyone
Yeah,
puts
yeah.
Akira in their list. I mean,
I thought you were gonna say Alita Battle Angel.
I thought he was going to say Ghost in the Shell.
Akira though is what you're going with.
But yes, Akira. Yeah, Akira. That's my the first pick that came to mind for a top
Okay.
favorite animations.
Let's see what we got. Oh,
Oh,
Darren is
one
up
again.
again. All right.
Alrighty. Yeah, another one. I won't spend too much time on it. A movie that Jake pretended to have seen before. That's the second How to Train Your Dragon movie.
Oh,
Is the first one probably better? Sure, but I adore that second movie. I think it takes all the world building and experience the first one establishes, and what the hell? I didn't do that. It takes everything that first movie establishes and evolves the franchise and grows up with this audience. It's that I think the way they do that story, the way they transition the villains, the third act death is one of my favorite deaths. And
we'll get to see it live action very soon, Darren. So
I am nervous. I am very
Now,
nervous.
Darren, here's my question. If it ends up being exactly the same, are you not going to like it? Or are you going to
I'll
love it?
enjoy it, but I do think they need to change things. I actually want them to do it in two parts. I think it's a big enough story that they could actually do more with it if done right. But we'll see.
I still find it funny that I didn't even remember going through that until he went back and told me. He was like, hey, you told me you saw this and you like described the plot perfectly. I was like, how? I've never seen it.
I don't know how you did that. That was so weird.
Oh, it was freaky. Anyway.
Oh, it is Joe. All right, Joe.
All right. Okay. I am going with the second Peanuts movie, Snoopy Come Home. Great movie. You know, come on. We all love Snoopy. It had that wonderful music by the Sherman Brothers. Snoopy Come Home. Snoopy Come Home. No dogs allowed. Come on. Yeah. No, Snoopy Come Home. Come on. You're not going to do any better than that.
All right.
Except Secret of the Sword. That's better than that.
Do you
All right.
like the theatrical Peanuts movie, Joe?
Well, Snoopy Come Home was a theatrical Peanuts movie.
Is it?
There's been 5 theatrical Peanuts movies.
Really?
Yeah. A Boy Called Charlie Brown, Snoopy Come Home, Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and the Peanuts movie.
Okay. Well, what's your thoughts on the real Peanuts?
Snoopy Come Home is the best Peanuts movie ever made.
Okay.
But the Peanuts movie is good.
I'm excited for that sequel to come out, if it comes out.
Oh, did I get a chance? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way now because it is my favorite animated superhero movie of all time, and that is Flashpoint Paradox, hands down. Yeah, I just literally, if I'm picking, because I'm going to try and pick one from like different genres. So this is my superhero one. This one is my favorite one. I can watch it over and over and over again. I think that would have made a much better Flash movie than anything we could have gotten from the CW or Warner Brothers, whatever. If you just adapt the Flashpoint Paradox animated movie into a live action film, it would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But they keep avoiding that, even though that is a very good adaptation of the story from the comics. And I would argue it's even better in animation, in my opinion.
That whole freaking war between Themyscira and Atlantis is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's really, really good. So that's
I would argue Andy Muschietti improved upon it, but
I cried watching that movie, man.
I'm waiting for Joe to say Ratatouille in this list is what's going to happen here. So
Great movie.
It's one of Pixar's best.
Be a great choice.
All right, who we got next? Oh, here we go. He gets a chance. Joe, what is your next choice?
it keeps landing on me as I'm shoving Bucky's beaver nuggets in my mouth. All right, I am going with a Pixar movie. My favorite Pixar movie, Onward. I love Onward.
That's a good one.
So much. It's a very personal story to me because it's about somebody trying to connect with their deceased father. My dad died about 12 years ago, which was a little sooner when this movie came out. And if ever a Pixar movie has struck close to home, it's been this one.
Okay.
Not to like interrupt your thing, Joe, but like I feel so bad for that movie because that movie came out right on the cusp of COVID. Like I think that week they announced COVID was a thing. I think
it opened the Friday before. I think the theater shut down on like Monday and it opened on Friday.
Yeah.
I will stand by that. I think COVID really hurt Pixar's reputation over the last 10 years.
But I still managed to see it 2 times in the theater before they shut down the theaters.
I'm glad I saw it in theaters. It's not like my favorite Pixar, but I think it's really solid. I think it's fun.
What is that blank slot? I just noticed it.
I don't know. I tried to get rid of it. It wouldn't go away. So
We did this bit like earlier, Jake.
yeah.
You said that it's Casper's spot.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah.
oh, is that what that was in response to?
Yeah.
I want to say the first Cars movie. Just kidding. I'm just joking.
That's not a bad movie.
Movie. Not great, but good.
Not my favorite. I'm gonna go with. I've got all of them in front of me right now. I'm gonna go with Monsters Inc. The first Monsters Inc.
Ooh, let's go.
I really like that
movie.
movie. Yeah, I love that movie. It's one of the ones that I feel like we're gonna get a live action version very soon, or a quote unquote live action version, most likely. Only because I feel like that's an untapped outlet of media for Disney.
I mean, they just announced Monsters Inc. 2, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like we're getting, like, when they do these sequels, they also do like a live action thing. It seems like that's what we're doing now, because Moana 2, and then we get the live action Moana.
Pixar has stated that they have no interest in doing it, but I'm afraid of when they do.
That is just one of the most creative animated movies that's ever been done. Yeah.
All right.
My favorite thing Pixar's ever done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Two of my favorite movies have monster in them.
Spin the wheel. Oh,
Ooh, all right.
Have Jake for his next
keep
choice.
the Pixar train going, Jake?
Not quite, because that was going to be my Pixar entry. But no, I was debating when I threw this movie in here. I was like, okay, do I do this just for a bit, or do I do this because I really, really like the movie? And the answer is kind of both. So,
oh no.
I'm going to go with a movie that somebody in this group has said more than once is kind of awful. And it's the original Puss in Boots movie. I'm not just saying that to shit talk. I'm really not. I know I haven't seen Last Wish yet. Go ahead, throw the pitchforks at me. But I really love that first movie. You know, you have somebody who's kind of out in the world on their own, you know, trying to figure out who they are, you know, detached from the people who raised them, and like torn between a like case of different pieces of who they are. Like torn between their friend that's pulling them down, a life of wrongdoings with Puss and Humpty, but also like he feels like he owes something to San Ricardo because that's where he was raised, and you have Humpty Dumpty that's just kind of out for himself, and Puss kind of betters him through the course of the movie to where he ends up making that sacrifice later on. Selma Hayek's Kitty Softpaws I think is a great side character. Soundtrack's great. He was one of the standout characters for me from those Shrek movies. And a hot take I'll say here, I'll say I prefer that first Puss in Boots over any Shrek movie.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Puss in Boots too.
I'm sure I'll feel that way when I see it. No, I knew as soon as I started that prelude, Darren's like, oh shit.
Oh, your final one, Eric.
Yeah. So my last one is a little odd because I wanted to go for something that was more international. Since I did superhero, I did Pixar, I wanted to do something more international. So I want to go with something that I think is not a big like action movie, but it's a very touching story, and that is 2001 Spirited Away. I don't know if anybody has seen that movie or not.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that movie. I love the story. It's so emotional. It gets me every time I watch it, and I love that style of storytelling, specifically, in a non-U.S. art style, something that feels less big budget and more like conceptual and just beautiful. And so I like Spirited Away. So yes, yeah, something like that. That would be good. I don't know. It was a toss up between that and Howl's Moving Castle. Those were the two that I was kind of like
that's another good
going
one.
back and forth between. So anyway, that's my final choice. Let's spin the wheel.
One of my biggest, I think, missteps as a nerd is I've never seen a Studio Ghibli movie.
Really?
Oh my god!
It's such a huge piece of like the animation stuff that I'm just missing out on.
Darren, you need to remedy that.
I want to very soon.
I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm not a huge Studio Ghibli fan.
Wow. Okay.
I don't hate those movies. I totally respect Miyazaki and everything. Like, I just totally respect the animation style, but I'll watch them. They're fine, but I'm not like a huge fan. But
two things. Personally, I've never liked anime at all. But number two, I didn't realize that was a Studio Ghibli film. I thought you meant the DreamWorks movie about the horse.
Oh no!
One is Spirited Away, and one is Spirit.
Both very good movies.
I always called that movie Horsey.
Darren, your animation card has been revoked. Chris says.
That's fair. That's actually very fair.
My second is I think that other empty space is supposed to be me because I only did two. Yeah. But
wait, no. Your thing went up and I just pulled it away. So this is your third one that's on the wheel.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So my second is y'all mentioned it earlier, Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
all right.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I had a feeling you were going to bring that up. That's why I left it off.
Oh yeah, especially Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Those are the anime that I watch. It's not some freaking high school bullshit or some overpowered teenager who doesn't know how to talk to girls or whatever. But it's like, oh my god, I hate that anime. But now Ghost in the Shell, it's none of that bullshit. It's straight to the point.
I can't believe I turned 30 last year.
Oh, I remember when I would turn 30.
Yep, me too.
Right. Oh,
is it?
Looks like
is it?
Darren is up.
Yep.
Honey, where's my super suits?
I had a feeling that was coming.
Let's just do it. Incredibles, I think, is a masterpiece in every step of the way. My top three are basic. Like, I know all three of mine are very like American children's animation, and that's fair. And I love a lot of different kinds of like animation, but so many of my favorite movies are dependent on like when I watched them growing up and like my nostalgia of it. And I think Incredibles is like arguably the greatest superhero movie that's ever been made. Like it's really high up there for me. I think it's a I think it's a masterpiece in almost every section of the way. Its characters are incredible. Its story is incredible. Arguably one of the best villains in a movie I've ever seen. I think Syndrome is incredible. I love its ability to not look down on its audience. It has some of the like darkest like scenes I've seen, even like regarding like any movie, like not just like animated movie. It has like really dark scenes and these really deep emotional tones, and I think it all like culminates in one of the coolest third acts that you can see. Very iconic, very quotable. So many like quotable lines I still quote to this day. Now the second one I'm not a huge fan of, but that first movie I think is a masterpiece.
I still want to see a love story between Elsa from Frozen and Frozone.
Oh my god.
And when everyone's super,
No.
no one.
Now, Frozone's married.
Yeah, but they got divorced
What?
Really?
sometime after.
No, they did not.
They do in my version.
Don't insert your fanfic
Leave
bullshit
Honey
into this.
alone.
Alright, let's see. And it looks like Omega gets his
that was
last choice.
close.
Yeah, it was really close, but he edged it out. Pause.
Nah, no pause.
No pause.
Unpause it.
Okay, this one.
Parents like, keep
it was-
going.
Yeah, this one it was a choice between the one I picked and another. They're both from the same franchise, though. This movie was sent to the theaters to die, and it was freaking amazing, despite all of that. Y'all make take a guess.
The new Lord of the Rings movie.
No,
Okay.
animated.
How
Yeah,
recent
that's
is this movie?
animated.
That's
The
right.
Adventures of Mark Twain.
Oh,
How
God.
recent is this movie?
Within the last few years, I forget exactly when.
Peter's.
Apparently, Chris doesn't like The Adventures of Mark Twain. That guy,
About, yeah, it's
Jesus.
about, I wanted to say about a year or two ago. Yeah.
It's not Minecraft, is it? I'm kidding.
No,
That's not animated. I mean, I guess kind of.
that is
kinda.
animated. Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
No. Yes, it's Tuesday. No, well, it's Transformers 1.
Oh,
Oh, that's a great pull, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think that was sent out to die. I think
Yes, it
Paramount
was.
had high hopes for that film.
no one.
Nah,
the
they sent
marketing
that
for
out.
They
that
didn't
movie was
market it.
shit.
There was no marketing. There was one guy on Twitter doing more
Oh,
marketing
there was
than
definitely
Castro.
marketing. I saw a lot of trailers for that movie.
There was a few trailers here and there, but
It
there was
does
one
make
guy.
a question though. How do you market a movie these days? Because if you put a movie if you put a trailer in theaters and people aren't going to the theaters, and if you put a commercial on TV and people are skipping the commercials, how do you market?
Also, how you market it though, too. Like, it didn't look very appeasing. I'd argue to the casual audience. It kind of just looked like,
Look, appeal,
all
it
right,
looked easy to
more
me.
like kids.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, look very kiddie. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's one of the best Transformers movies.
Yeah, I was honestly, it was going to
I
be
would agree
this,
with that.
or it was going to be either Transformers 1 or the original Transformers movie back in '86. But I was even talking to my brother about just real quick, talking to my brother about this. I think this is better than the original Transformers movie. And I'm an old head Transformers fan, so
I agree, but mainly because the original Transformers movie wasn't an introduction. Like, you had to already be into it. Transformers 1 and the Bumblebee movie, I think, were inviting to new fans. Like, come on in.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Check us out.
yeah, those are my
Okay.
picks.
I need to watch
So,
it.
Jake, what is your last one? You were the last one on the wheel.
Well, as fate would have it,
Oh, no.
the last movie that I picked was the 1986 Transformers movie. Yeah, as fate would have it, that's just how it lined up. Yeah, I just have so many memories watching, the show and the movie. Me and my dad would watch the episodes on repeat. Then we eventually got the DVDs and VHS tape, and then we would go like every time they would re-release the movie in the theater for one of its milestone years, we would go and see it. Still, like some of the best musical numbers I think in an animated film, whether you're talking about the opening with the actual Transformers song by Stan Bush, or whether you're talking about the You Got the Touch sequence. I just love, all of the different, bits of world building that you get, throughout the arc, the exploration into
Rodimus
Cybertron, Unicron. Fuck Rodimus Prime. I can't stand Hot Rod. He's one of my least favorite characters. My God. I like little kid me was like cursing Hot Rod's name into oblivion for years. But no, I mean, like the fact that so many of my favorite characters get killed in those first 5 minutes was heartbreaking too. But I love that movie to bits. It's one of my favorite animated movies, period. And I think it's honestly like there's extra credit in there if you hadn't seen the show beforehand, or if you had seen the show beforehand. But if you're watching that opening sequence, you're thinking, oh, these robots are getting killed, and you kind of just look at it as, oh, okay, so like there is a really evil force here. But if you do know the content of what happened before, then you're kind of soul crushed in those first 5 minutes. And it just does a really good job of setting the stage. Peter Cullen, Weckler, amazing portrayals of Optimus and Megatron, stellar voice cast through and through. And one I watched a lot as a kid and still frequent today.
Okay. And that is the end of our second list of the night. Now, the next one we're going to do...
That's a great segue, Omega.
I'd like to point out that if you're Gen X, your first memory of Orson Welles ain't going to be Citizen Kane. It's
No, I was about to say, but I thought I was muted. I was like, wasn't that one of Orson Welles' last roles?
Yep.
So this is going to be our next topic. This is a little teaser. Top 3 X-Men solo or team-up MCU dream projects. Now, the criteria for this is it has to be focused on one character, but like with the Deadpool movies, you can have supporting characters team up with him or her in the film to make it work. No full team movies. So no New Mutants, no X-Men, no X-Factor, nothing like that. No Exiles.
Can it be like a duo movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Duo movies count. But let's before we get into that list, though, I do want to pull up a couple super chats. Lone Wolf here with the $2 super chat gave his list. Akira, the wild robot. Flow is amazing.
Oh my God, Flow.
Return to the Joker. So those are...
Flow made me want to kiss its grits.
I get that reference.
Robot came out in the same year, and we're both up for Best Picture. I'm sorry, best animated movie. That year was incredible, by the way.
Yeah. No.
So Darren, I'll be honest. Whenever I was going through my picks, Darren, one of the reasons I did mention Puss in Boots because I thought you might say Last Wish, so it would have been a great segue material.
I literally went on my favorite movies list and just picked like the top 3 at the top of my list.
Gotcha.
But Last Wish is on there, and Wild Robot is also on my favorite list of all time. So
okay,
I could have picked those 2 easily. They're fantastic.
Oh, somebody brought up fucking Batman vs. TMNT. Fantastic movie.
Oh yeah.
my
I want
Batman
to sequel to that
Shredder?
so badly. That needs a sequel.
So for anybody who grew up with Michael Keaton's Batman, how awesome would it have been to see him cross over with the 90s Turtles? That would have been so fucking cool.
Oh my God.
For that, yeah.
That would have been the coolest thing ever.
I could just hear it like cowabunga.
What?
What?
I was asking what you said.
Oh, just like I can hear him say cowabunga, like in his voice, like his Batman voice. It would fit perfectly.
Naruto with a $5 super chat, which takes us to our goal. I have a very special poll today. I'm going to tell you guys what it is as soon as we're done reading the super chat. Yes, pause on that. Full Metal Alchemist, Conqueror of Shambhala, Batman Under the Red Hood,
Fantastic.
and Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Return of the Joker was so good.
I have seen Red Hood. Red Hood's my favorite, probably like Batman project that I've ever seen.
Red Hood is phenomenal.
So good.
I wanted to see Conqueror of Shambhala, but I was already out of Full Metal Alchemist at the time, and now they got Brotherhoods out. I was like, I've already seen it, so I don't know.
I could have mentioned some of the Bleach movies because I've seen all those, but
I was thinking about Berserk too.
That's a good one too.
Oh, yeah.
Lone Wolf with the Challenge Super Chat. I was expecting one of you say Return of the Joker. Well, Naruto did with his super chat, but none of us did. Speaking of, is anybody a fan of Return of the Joker?
Oh, I love it.
Was
I just like
okay.
Mask of the Phantasm a lot more.
I like it, but I don't count it because it went direct to video. I'm a theatrical
Oh,
purist.
Gotcha. So, since we hit the goal tonight, we have a very special poll that I didn't even tell anybody what I was going to do. And if we had enough people, we were going to have it tonight. So, you guys get to vote on the panelist that gets to actually pick a list for us to do, just whatever they want to do. So you get to pick between Joe, Jake, Omega, and Darren. They will have an opportunity to create a top 3 list that we have to do on one of these streams.
Oh boy,
So
that could go horribly.
yeah, so we'll see who they
Top
pick.
3 hentai. No.
All right. So
Darren's gonna be
well,
like,
this is
top
another
3
time.
Ben 10 aliens.
all right. So if anybody's tuning in, this is our next wheel spinning option. It is going to be top 3 X-Men solo or team up MCU dream projects. So I cannot wait to see what everybody picks. And in the chat, if you guys, the same emojis. So pizza and chicken. I haven't seen a lot of chicken today, so I think people are vibing with us. All right, let's see what we
People are
got.
not going to KFC. Good.
Or
Jake,
Chick-fil-A,
I feel like
guess.
me and you have like our hand on our hoster, ready to shoot. 'Cause
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of which,
me and you are
Darren
We are haunting
is up
Guido right
first.
now, Darren.
Darren is up first.
this is my opportunity. Which one do I want to steal from you that I think you're going to pick before me?
I don't know. I know a lot about X-Men, so
Yeah, and I also just want to say like my base level knowledge is low. So for all these movies, you're like, okay, I want to see these characters. I'll let someone else write the movie.
That's fine. Like this is totally just a dream project. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be any deeper than that.
Okay, so out of all of the X-Men, I think there is one that not only could make a lot of money, not only could own their own projects, I think this character could hold their an entire trilogy of how cool they are. I think Storm is made for the
Oh, that's a good one.
Motherfucking stole my
That's a good one.
I
it's still
just
his, not mine.
see it. I see the cultural impact of a movie like this. I see I see Storm truly being one of the biggest characters in the world. Like, I think if given the opportunity,
I feel like they've dropped the ball on Storm for years.
so many times.
so ridiculous.
Yep.
She writes itself. I see the movie like trilogy in my mind of how you could do it, especially in the MCU with how much they've built up Wakanda. Like, it would be so easy to
Yep.
transition.
I have a feeling
franchise.
that Black Panther's son, who probably is going to end up being the new Black Panther, will be at an age where they're going to introduce like a 20-something Storm,
Yep.
and they're going to try and
Yep.
foster that
Yep.
relationship like
And
they did in the
we're gonna
comics.
get the Azari character that's like a combination of those two that you would see in a Young Avengers scenario.
It would be such a good like post credits. Imagine Black Panther 3 is like the first like project of Phase 7, and the post credit scene is like a shot of Storm coming out or something, leading the way to the Mutant Saga.
Or you
Chef's
just
kiss.
see a silhouette with lightning in the background. Yeah.
Oh, it would be so good.
Now Omega has to think of another character because
Yeah, I gotta think of a third one. Damn.
Yeah, you didn't steal mine, you stole his.
Damn. There's one I
Yeah,
should.
Darren's like, damn it, I wanted to steal his.
There's one of mine I know. That
Oh,
you're gonna steal.
it is Joe's turn, and he had to switch one of his up
You
because
think,
he picked
Darren?
a team. So what do you got, Joe?
All right.
I'm positive.
If you guys try to tell me this one doesn't count, I don't care. It's my answer anyway.
All right, good.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
That
with
counts.
Iceman and Firestar.
It counts. It's a team up movie.
Dang
That's
it.
fine. It's not a team movie. It's a team up movie. So I say that counts. So I actually, oddly enough, was going to pick Iceman and Firestar as a separate movie myself. I was going to pitch that without Spider-Man being included. But I would say that counts for me. So, all right, let's go.
Fun.
So far, so good.
No blood's been drawn yet.
No, I don't know
yet.
about that.
Well, a little
Oh, maybe it will be now.
All right. So, let me
I know which one you're gonna pick. Just do it.
Do you?
Do it, you coward.
Do you? Do you know? So
We'll see.
I would love, and I could take this as either a TV miniseries or you could potentially make a few films out of this. But I want to see a just story where you have Rogue's origin out on full display.
There it is.
Like, for anybody who remembers the Rogue's Tale episode from the 1990s cartoon, like something like that explored throughout multiple seasons of TV. And one of the things that X-Men 97 did really well is, like, that little brief subplot where Rogue is interacting with Captain America. Like, if you put Rogue in a world of other heroes, then her ability to, siphon off people's different attributes, all of a sudden it becomes a lot more in play. She's a character that can, like, with her fragmented past, not remembering, bits of who she is, like having other people's memories kind of clouded in hers. I think it would make for good material. You could even do, say it was like a quest she went on by herself. You could have it be like a Rogue Gambit team up sort of thing. They're one of my favorite couples in comics, if not my favorite. And like just the whole notion of that character where like she wants to get close to people, but because she can't physically, it kind of limits her ability to do that emotionally and mentally, because she's kind of put up that mental block on herself. And that's something that I think over the course of a series she could really overcome. And I really want more of that character done justice, because the movies absolutely fucking failed that character at every turn. So yeah, I really want to see a proper Rogue adaptation, and I'm game for if you want to make a couple films, like say like if it's her and Gambit together, or do a whole little mini series where she's figuring out who she is, like her backstory with Mystique. You want to bring in Carol Danvers for that story, you can easily do that.
I actually think so. Funny you mentioned that, Jake. I think a story about how she evolves through the Carol Danvers story from the comics would make a really good individual story for Rogue.
And I've been saying, as a small side note, I doubt this is going to happen, but I would love it. If Anna Paquin's Rogue is in Doomsday, I want to see her zap the powers out of Carol Danvers. I want to see that.
I just want to play off of yours a little bit, Jake, because like that was one of my main ones as well. I think, and I'm okay. Yeah, it is going to you. I've always not necessarily like a comic accurate show. This is just more based on the concept, but I think like an HBO level show about a teenage girl who can't touch anybody else writes itself. Like that show, I want like a teen drama, not full teen drama, but like a teen drama inspired show of just a girl finds out she can't touch anybody else, and the internal struggle and like depression, and kind of the same vibe of like an X-Men Evolution, and kind of where they took that version of the character of just someone who just like, who am I? What and what do you do? Something that can be inspired by Gifted a little bit, where we see the like real world consequences of mutants and how it's affecting the youth. The show would be incredible. Like
you would kind of get that classic teen stowaway tone too, because like when her father figures out that she's a mutant, he throws her out. He's like, I can't be seen with you, and she's just kind of out on her own. So that kind of child of the streets vibe, I think, would work really well for an early days Rogue.
It would. Yeah, you could do something really, really cool with that.
Agreed.
Okay, so my choice is probably one of my favorite characters in the comic. Matter of fact, she's on my Christmas tree every single year. This is the younger sister of a very popular X-Man who is extremely powerful and gets slept on so many times, and was actually the best part of a movie that came out a few years ago, and that is Alania Rasputin, aka Magic. I would love a storyline of her in Limbo, and we get to follow her through her journey in Limbo to becoming the character she is, like in the more modern contemporary stories within the X-Men universe. Because she's extremely powerful, not just because of her actual mutant powers, but because of her ability to harness the magic from Limbo, which makes her extremely top tier. There's actually storylines in the comics where she is the only, like, the singular character that can actually do harm to certain individuals because of the way her powers actually work, which I think is incredible. Exactly. Yes. Bingo. So I would love to see like a Limbo-esque magic movie. Or, you know, like I know we said projects. I would be okay with a TV show if they wanted to break it up into like a 10-episode TV show. I think that would work as well. But I love her as a character, and honestly, the version of her in New Mutants was almost exactly what I wanted from Magic in live action.
Is the only salvageable part of that movie.
That's true. You're not lying about that. But that's because she's a great actress anyway. So I mean,
I love
Anya
Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. So yeah, Midnight Suns. Yeah, Cody, that's a really good point. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So for me, Magic is probably one of my biggest dream projects in the MCU. Let's spin the wheel. Yeah, go ahead.
Have a Colossus cameo in there?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do it. Oh, Jake.
Back
All right.
again, Jake.
Cool. So, I actually have more to this one than just want to see this character. I actually have a specific genre you could go into here. So I went with one of my favorite X-Men for my first pick, which is Rogue. This time I'm going to go with my other favorite X-Men, so it's like a 1A, 1B situation. And I would love to see, and again, you could do this in multiple films, or maybe it would be more feasible over the course of a series of television. But that would be a series where you start off with a human Hank McCoy, and he starts to feel these animalistic urges, and he starts at first he's able to subdue it through like mental practice, maybe even see some brief appearances from a younger Charles Xavier helping him put it down mentally, but then he starts relying too much on science to keep the beast at bay. And then eventually it gets too much, and over the course of the series, you see him slowly just crumble to where he becomes a full-on beast. Roll credits.
Pretty cool.
And give it kind of a horror vibe too. You could really go into that. Like I go to the Beast debut episode in X-Men Evolution as a reference.
Oh, good! Such a good episode.
They
One of the best
really
episodes
treat
of that.
Beast like a horror monster in that. Where you're in the shadows, you see these little silhouettes. And again, you could really, not only like get a good horror director to go into that same Raimi, you want to do a Beast project anyway, but you could see like what effect that has on the people and what their perception of mutants and monsters is after that, and how he ends up, getting past the animalistic nature and ends up accepting who he is, because that is one of the key features of Beast, is that despite how different he looks, he says, hey, just because of how I look doesn't make me any different than any other person.
Yeah.
And Rogue and Beast are my two favorite X-Men, so I want to see something from those characters.
His like monologue in that like X-Men the Animated Series episode, the one really focused on him, where it's like, I'm not like Jean or Rogue. I can't just go outside and people accept me as normal. I always look like this, and I have to deal with this.
Yeah.
So if you could play into that stuff, some powerful messaging there, I think.
Oh yeah, and like I always go back to that that dialogue between Beast and Rogue in the pilot to X-Men the Animated Series, where she's like, "What makes us like we are?" And then he starts listing off a bunch of science terms, and then Storm intervenes. She's like, "What really makes us who we are is our choices." It's like, that would be stuff.
I don't want to go off on like a social justice thing here, but this is one of the reasons that so many marginalized groups identify with the X-Men, because they cover different types of discrimination in one story. Because like you look at some of the X-Men that are able to pass in public, like they can go out in public and no one knows they're mutants because they look like everybody else. That is sort of an allegory for not only like gay people, but trans people as well.
And
because you do
deformities.
Exactly, but see, that goes into like the actual Morlocks and the storylines where these characters are pretty much shunned from society. People, like, you can talk about ableism, you could even talk about racism. You could even assign that to like, because you look different than everybody else, they're going to treat you differently. That's where people draw those allegories at. So when people say those allegories don't exist in X-Men, you're just not really seeing it in the story.
Allegories.
Yeah, 100%.
Either being willfully ignorant or just fucking stupid.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
what Spike says whenever he becomes the leader of the Morlocks in Evolution. He's talking to Wolverine, and he's like, the mutants down here don't get to live in a mansion. They have no defense. They have no guardian, and that's me.
Right. Yeah. Great choice. Let's spin the wheel. We have
Oh my goodness.
Jake is knocking all of his out right here at the beginning. All right, go ahead.
All right. So I said a while back that one of my choices here wasn't really character based, and I know no one else is going to pick this one. I could have gone last, and no one would have said this. This is not one that's focused so much on one character, but more so on one place.
Okay.
And that would be a series of TV set in the Savage Land.
That's pretty fucking crazy, but yeah.
That'd be sick, yeah.
I want to see more of that world because, like, for anybody who doesn't know, like, the Savage Land is set in an Arctic area, but it looks like a tropical jungle.
Right.
So, learning how did that come to be? How did Kazar end up being
High
the
evolutionary
leader of their would you maybe see like brief appearances from Charles and Eric with what happens in the Savage Land to Charles's legs? You might see that happen, and figure out why people in the Savage Land, especially Kazar, don't like Magneto so much. You would get other people like Shauna, like Kazar.
Look right here. Jay Bird is calling this out. The telepathic pterodactyl guy.
Sauron.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Sauron. That would be
Oh, yeah,
he is basically the Starscream of the mutants, basically.
Yeah.
I really think you could go into there, and with all the Nawali stuff that they have buried in the Savage Land, they also have their own form of vibranium. You could go wild with the world building there.
Serenity says that Savage Land and Murder World are choices for plots for films that should be done.
Yeah.
It would be great, just full X-Men movie just set there. Would actually, I think, make
Look,
a lot of
the
money.
reason why I think this is a great topic is because this just shows how much material there was available for Fox to adapt, and they just didn't bother.
They
to
left
do
the
anything
money
with it.
on the motherfucking table and just did nothing.
Genuinely a $1 billion movie if you combine the superhero genre and the dinosaur genre.
Easy billion.
$1 billion movie.
A Savage Land movie with people that have powers fighting dinosaurs. That would be
$1
crazy.
billion movie.
Yep.
Yeah, because someone didn't like the comics, who directed the goddamn movies.
Take that, Jurassic World.
Yeah, fuck you, Singer.
Not
Anyway.
Justice for Arcade, Big Fun. No way.
Hey, I know I had some good picks there.
Yeah. All right, Darren, you're up.
Oh fuck! I really did go out early.
Yeah.
All right. I can't believe I'm doing this. I didn't want to do this.
You didn't want to?
I didn't want to do this, but I do think it's the best for the universe. Now, I've been very upfront how, at least for the first movie, I don't want Wolverine in sight. I want them to stay away from him. I want them to stay away, do their own thing. You can bring him in later. But I know the fans are going to want Wolverine. It's Wolverine. People want him. So give me like a 6 or 7 season long Wolverine live action TV show where each season spans a decade of
which is like a minute to him.
Wolverine's life, right? There is I'm not like the biggest Wolverine guy either. I like him. I'm not like his biggest fan or whatever, but he's interesting. And the movies, I don't think, even started to tap the surface of how interesting his past is before he even gets to the X-Men. He has such an interesting history within his past, to where he goes, to what he can do, all the interesting people that he can meet. I almost think that this show could be almost like what the flashbacks were on Arrow for Wolverine, where every season we just get to see a step of that journey, and then eventually we see how he eventually gets to the X-Men and stuff like that, and where he goes. And even if you get caught up, you could still do the show. You can have, all right, he left the mansion this weekend to go on this weird adventure out west or something. You know what I mean? Like Wolverine's always doing weird shit, and I think as a show, it could be one of the biggest shows on TV. A show like that comes out yearly. Holy shit! Like that would.
And to be fair, Wolverine's powers are very budget friendly. To be honest,
I mean, you could set each season like you could set one in Canadian Rockies, one in Japan, one in like a Weapon X facility. It's like he's been through so many different places.
Yeah.
So you could set one like each season.
A World War II season Fetman
Yeah.
says, that would be insane. That would be fantastic.
Steve Rogers' appearance, maybe.
A Japan season would be great.
A what season?
In Japan?
Japan.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he there for a while? Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was doubting myself. I was like, wait, what?
All right, Joe, what is your next choice?
Hugh Jackman is a very talented singer and dancer,
Oh, no.
and I want to see a musical Wolverine movie.
Oh no, a musical Wolverine. What a pitch. So you mean full on like musical Wolverine?
Singing,
movie?
dancing,
Greatest
killing.
Showman.
R-rated, a lot of blood, a lot of gore, a lot of songs, a lot of dances.
We already
So he's
have
singing
Dazzler.
while he's slashing
Yeah,
people
so
to
yeah.
pieces.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
We
absolutely.
already have Dazzler.
Dazzler could be in it. They could do a musical number together. Let's do it.
That's too funny. Wolverine the musical, Jaybird says.
I respect
That's-
it. I don't like it, but I respect it.
Okay,
$1 billion film.
I want the chat to say at the end of this who they think have the best selections.
We will. We can do that. For this one specifically, we'll do that.
Okay,
Um,
here's my middle
yeah.
ground, Joe.
Yeah.
How about like a Broadway show?
But it's a Broadway show that's such a hit, it gets turned into a movie.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so this is my next pick, and this is another one of my favorite characters, also on my Christmas tree. You might be a theme here, depending on where I go with this. This is a character who I have always loved, and she was introduced during like the biggest part of my life when I was reading comics. And this character comes from a dystopian future who was trained to hunt mutants by Ahab, and is the daughter of two of the most well-known X-Men of all time and one of the most powerful mutants of all time, that is Scott and Jean, in this future where they were all killed, and she was basically trained to find other mutants so they could be taken out by Ahab. She also is the one that sends Kitty Pryde back in Days of Future Past to go back and talk to all the X-Men, and then she gets pulled into the main timeline, and that is Rachel Summers, whose first Phoenix costume, which I know it was just an adaptation of the Hound costume, is literally one of my favorite costumes of all time.
Man. I don't care if it was just a reskin.
Spoiler alert for one of our other topics. One of my favorite costumes of all time. But I love that costume. I love the design. I know why she ditched it, because it reminded her of all the trauma of her future and stuff like that. I understand. She took up the mantle of Phoenix because when she came back in the comics, Jean Grey was quote unquote dead. And so she picked up the mantle because she wanted to honor her mother, because she was not only dead in the future, she was dead in the past.
Jean Grey being quote unquote dead, huh? Must be a Monday.
Yeah. And Rachel is one of those characters that I think would be so much fun to have around in a live action capacity, because she's very different from Jean. Like, you couldn't be like, she does have qualities that are similar to her mother, but she grew up in a world where things were vastly different. So her character is very, like, she's got a short fuse on a lot of stuff, and that's what I really love about her.
Kinda like
and if
that.
you really want to find out more about her, you have to start reading. You have to read Excalibur from issue number 1, and then that really sort of expands on her storyline. Excalibur gets a little weird as time goes on, but she's a big part of that team, and that covers one of the most iconic covers of that first issue, with her standing in the middle and all the other characters around her.
I've got it
it's
too.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I would love to see a storyline. Now let me pitch the storyline. I would like to see the storyline from the future perspective, when we see her in that future with Ahab and all the people hunting down mutants and stuff like that. I would love to see that prior to a Days of Future Past storyline. I feel like we'd have to see that before that. Yeah. But yeah, so I would definitely love that for sure. So for me, that's one of my dream projects, would be a Rachel Summers story, either set in the future or in the present. I'd love to see her.
Right.
In,
I think
in
you've
either
sold me
place.
on that.
Yeah, I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. All right, here we go.
Rachel over Hope any day.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think I finally
100%.
can get one on the board here.
Oh man.
No,
Oh, Omega hasn't gone at all yet.
no, he's like our X-Men guy. Well, I guess you two are together, but he's like one of our X-Men guys here.
Yeah. All right, Joe, what you got?
I want something we were teased, but never given.
Okay.
I want to bring back Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
And team her up with Evan Peters as Quicksilver.
Okay.
Okay. So Scarlet Witch Quicksilver team up film.
Yes, but the Evan Peters version of Quicksilver, who is my
Right.
favorite, and my favorite character probably in any of the X-Men movies.
Like out of all of them?
Oh yeah,
Wow. Does anybody else feel that way?
he's got the best scenes in the X-Men movies. You know,
I like
the Eurythmic scene in Apocalypse is my favorite scene in any of the X-Men movies.
I like him more than the other Quicksilver. I can say that.
I think everybody does.
Maybe
Jake?
it's a hot take. I think the Days of Future Past slow-mo scene is way better than the Apocalypse one.
I liked that one, but I thought the Apocalypse one actually topped it.
Can I
don't know.
pitch something on top of your pitch, Joe?
Sure.
I love where your head's at. I want those two together as well. But can I also throw in Polaris from the Gifted TV show?
Oh,
Sure.
Together? Oh
Let's
my
do it.
Dang,
God.
hell yeah.
She was so good in that show. Oh my god.
If I could just see them in a shot together just once, I'd lose my mind. It would.
God, I gotta rewatch Gifted.
I mean, fuck it. Just put like Magneto in there too, and just make it like the family, like a movie about.
Yeah, the whole
That's a
family,
great movie.
yeah.
That's a
I
fantastic-
could not remember the name of the show Gifted today because I mentioned earlier I had to do a
It's a good watch.
review of the new spin-off of Yellowstone, and one of the girls from Gifted was in there, and I couldn't, and I'm like, they're asking me what I liked, and I'm like, I like that actress from that X-Men show, and I couldn't remember the name of the show.
You know what? I would say Gifted for me, even though it was canceled after season 2, shows that the X-Men do, I think, work better in long-form storytelling
Yeah.
than they do in movies.
Yeah.
So
That's my favorite piece of live-action X-Men material. Is that show easily?
okay.
All right.
Well, Omega is on the board 3 times. Darren and I are still sitting here.
Poor Omega.
Let's see what he's got.
I got to pee so bad too.
Well, here you have to go first. So,
All right, hold it in.
Yeah.
Okay, now this would probably never happen unless maybe something with Guardians of the Galaxy. But
Oh.
want
I think I know where you're
to
going.
take a guess? Want to take a guess?
Starjammers?
Do believe.
Who are the Starjammers?
What? What?
I forget who are the Starjammers.
It's Corsair, Cyclops' dad.
Yep. Oh, yep. Corsair. I forgot what the group was called, but yes, Corsair.
That'd be-
Oh, all right. Somebody pay me. Somebody.
What
pay
about
me.
Vulcan? You want Vulcan in there too?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Someone pay me.
Oh, but Crimson Gladiator, all of them.
Yeah, Gladiator, Neutron, Hussar. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, throw them all in there.
And the
I
cat
put-
chick.
Yeah, put
Oh
down
God.
there with Cyclops.
You know everybody wants the cat chick. They want
Xavier and Lalandra.
I think that could also just be like a Cyclops movie. Like I think
could.
Yeah,
like
that could just be a Cyclops movie.
like a Cyclops and Jean movie. Like
I
there's-
just realized the X-Men really is just a bunch of family trauma because you got
Yeah.
Cyclops, Havoc, his dad, his older brother.
Xavier and Juggernaut.
Yeah, it's all just family trauma.
trilogy.
It's pretty much just it. Yeah, it really is. Starjammers would be great though.
Yeah.
Did you want to take a break before we spun the wheel again, Omega? To go.
No, you take this right quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. While you're doing that, we'll read some super chats.
That Orphan's End episode from X-Men Animated Series with Cyclops and Corsair was one of the best episodes they ever did.
So super chat here. We'll go back to the wheel in a second. From Cody, $5 super chat said, "I would love for Spike to finally leave Evolution and come into either of the movie or a live action series."
We had a Timu Spike in X-Men 3, and then Wolverine.
I
Oh,
was
that's
about to say that.
right.
He, like,
And then Wolverine killed him.
technically is
killed him.
from the guy from Lost, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you pull up Jaybird's thing for a second?
Let's see. Which one? There's 2 of them.
The one that said, "I don't know those people."
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
So the Starjammers are a group of essentially like space pirates led by Cyclops' dad, Corsair.
They're
who-
so 80s too.
who,
It's
like,
so
thought-
like 80s
yeah.
coded.
He like thought his son was gone and was just trying to help out Lalandra, basically.
Mhm.
Wait,
Yeah.
Chris, why would I put something with Wildcat on there? Wildcat's not X-Men.
All right. So we also had another
Unless you're
super
thinking
chat.
Shadowcat.
So Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat says Psylocke. Okay, fair enough. But that's another thing we'd have to go with Betsy or the Mind Switch version
Yeah.
of Psylocke that we have, which becomes very convoluted in the comics over time.
Give me Betsy all
Gambit,
day.
Magic, Domino, and Nightcrawler. Okay. All right. Let's see. Naruto with the $5 super chat. Eric, when you I noticed this after I watched your playback. Eric, when you react to Daredevil podcast tomorrow, make sure you call Muse by their actual names. Yeah, for some reason I was saying Hush, and I'm like, why would I say Hush? Why would I say that? It's not Batman. It's so weird.
It looks like their name could be Hush. I feel like.
Yeah, it's very much. Yeah, well, Muse's powers do kind of like silent stuff, so that's like a hush nod or whatever. Anyway, I did notice that afterwards, but I left it in.
The powers
So-
what?
All right, about.
No, Muse's actual powers from the comics are they actually affect Daredevil.
No, I was making a pun.
Oh, got you. Okay, makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. And Lone Wolf with the Super Chat said, "I'll give me a villain, Mr. Sinister or Danger."
There's something else we got teased but never followed up on.
True.
I think
The
that's
Essex
X-Men
tease and the
movie.
X-Men.
You know what? Give me fucking Onslaught.
Yeah.
I have to
Just
say,
looked over. He was like, "Do you see how big his eyes got?"
yeah. I will say this: after seeing what they did with Mr. Sinister and X-Men '97, I totally
Yeah.
want that storyline.
I
live
think-
action.
I think the first like proper X-Men movie will be Mr. Sinister. I think that's a
Yeah.
good first movie villain for them.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
All right. By the way,
I would argue you don't even need Apocalypse there.
okay. By the way, we're coming up at 1:40, and we're ending the stream at the 2-hour mark. Period. So we're only going to be able to do 3 today. We're not going to be able to do the 4th one. So we'll pick that up on the next stream. So everybody remember your favorite suits because that's what we're going to be talking about next. We're also going to look at the poll, and we're going to ask people who had their favorite list from tonight. All right, let's spin the wheel. Oh, look at this!
Back to back.
Fate is shining on Omega now all of a sudden. So.
Okay, Xavier and Magneto. I'll just go ahead and go through this real quick. Magneto.
Good one.
Yeah.
That would be really good. Well, any
Yeah,
particular setting, like any?
Probably just when they're younger, when before the rift happens, just kind of, or like
Yeah.
something leading up to the rift.
Okay.
I think sometime around then that'd be interesting.
Okay,
They basically show how the relationship grows.
I don't
Is this a
disagree with that.
show
at all.
or a movie?
Yeah. Would you want a show or a movie?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I think
I think a
series
show.
would
I
probably
think.
work
I think.
better.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I think a show would work better for that.
Yeah,
for
it would
sure.
work better because you could see the relationship slowly crumble.
Yeah, over a movie, you'd have to do that in 3 acts with all the backstory and stuff like that. It'd be
Yeah,
a
and
little bit tough, so.
it'd be rushing through it.
Yeah, Chris says so. A better take on First Class. Then yeah, I think that would probably
Yeah.
be what
I mean,
he
you can tell that First Class literally uses aspects of the failed X-Men Origins Magneto movie that Fox
Yes.
was going to make that they did not make after X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep. All right, Darren, you're up.
Okay. I want to just do an honorable mention really quickly, just to
Okay.
shout him out because I wouldn't feel the same if I didn't. Shout out to Nightcrawler. I want a Nightcrawler
Yeah.
show more than anything. Do I know a lot about Nightcrawler? No, but he's my favorite little boy. I love that guy.
He's
so
a
much.
very complicated character. So
I thought about including him in one of my rogue pitches, like a brother-sister type show with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also add like you can add like a Mystique in there as well. Like have it be a family drama show or something. That could work.
Another
Um,
X-Men family drama.
They're all family.
It's
drama.
all family drama. We've already
But,
discussed
I mean,
this.
here's more family drama for my proper pitch. And again, I would give this to someone. Jake, I'd give this movie to you if you can direct it, or show, or I think movie actually.
Oh.
I think a Cable movie from his POV would be so sick.
It's literally going to be one of my options. I was thinking about it.
I think that's such a like. Again, just what I know of the character, of just being like sent to the future and being like, what the hell? I had to grow up here and I've got to go back and like that shit is so much fun. I think could make a really cool thing. You could also, like you said about earlier, like you could just do a Scott trilogy of just him and his family drama if you wanted to, and add that into there. That could also be really cool if you wanted to. But yeah, no, Cable is like a movie franchise. Like I just see it on like a poster and it being this like big time travel franchise that casual audiences can hop onto. Like I think that's kind of cool.
Can I play off that a little bit?
Go ahead, because I don't know the comics at all. So
Okay,
go.
so I'm going to use a mix of comic material and also a mix of X-Men animated series material. Say you have this limited series with Cable and Bishop, both from different alternate futures, and they're convinced that they have to kill each other in order for their future to live. Like that's so you have two different futures, and they're just kind of like slowly building up to a confrontation between the two of them. Cable thinks Bishop has to die so he can live. Bishop thinks Cable has to die so he can live. And you see different bits of this, like how bad could the future be from either side. I think that would write itself.
Okay.
Could it go to HBO?
I mean, probably.
Because it seems tailor-made for cable.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The dad
God.
joke. The dad joke. Got it. Omega got up and walked away. Come back, Omega. You're up. You get to go next.
God.
All right. So that
All
means
right,
I get last. Go ahead, Omega.
Aaron, I would be
last
honored
one.
as hell to write that. Sorry.
In Sabanur,
Oh.
The
What?
first one.
the first mutant, Apocalypse.
Oh, Apocalypse. Okay.
What
Darren
about
was
the
like,
Black
"Who?"
Queen? What about
That's
Selena?
the actual name.
What about the Black
Apocalypse
Queen?
make a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah.
I ain't
Ancient
know
Egyptian
that.
setting. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Show some Kang nods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that means I get to go last. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say before you go on.
I just want to give a quick shout out. I highly doubt this is one you're going to bring up. I'd also love a TV series based on the Hellfire Club.
That would be good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That would make the
Sebastian
perfect.
Shaw.
Like if we were ever going to do a CW version of the X-Men, the Hellfire Club would be that
That's-
series. 100%.
Please give me a
Very
better
TV
version of
related.
Sebastian Shaw than whatever the hell.
with
First
Emma.
Class-
Imagine.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell First Class did with Kevin Bacon was not Sebastian.
Imagine Emma Frost on like a Disney Plus mature show based on the Hellfire Club. That would be so good.
Shaw. Yeah.
All right, so that leaves me with my last choice, and it's funny you mentioned this character earlier because this is the one that I think I would have the most fun watching. Well, I'm going to tell you here in a second. So, I think it would be a lot of fun to do I don't know if period piece is the right term for it, but something like this. But I feel like she fits better in the era that she was designed in, and that is Dazzler as a music star in like the 80s or the 90s, somewhere around that era where like MTV was still around and that kind of stuff was still going on. And they could even do the story where she's a pop star, she's hiding her powers, then it happens and the X-Men have to go and save her because obviously people are coming after her at that point. Because people that don't know Dazzler, she creates her powers are created through sound. She just translates those sounds into light, which is why she's got the name Dazzler. And over time she learns how to use her powers in very cool ways and becomes actually a pretty powerful character, in her more contemporary versions. But I would love to see something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun to explore Dazzler in that era of like MTV, the height of MTV, the height of when people were tuning in to watch music videos and that kind of stuff. Now you could do something more like modern with her, but I feel like if you did something modern with Dazzler, it would be influencer coded. Like she would be a musician that's on TikTok, Snapchat, social media, YouTube, stuff like that. And it wouldn't feel the same as she did in her original outing of the X-Men when she was like a touring and she was a big pop star. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
I could also see the other side of that though, like you just said, like there could be a good social commentary thing if you did make it modern of just
For sure.
how bad that can go, how quickly, you know what I mean?
Go on.
Just thought of a hilarious idea for an in joke. Like imagine like Dazzler's at a club doing music numbers and she's like in a line of other performers there. She's always going to be like, why am I always picked last? As a joke to the X-Men arcade game from back in the day because
nobody wanted to play Dazzler.
No one wanted to play Dazzler. Whoever got
Yeah.
Dazzler always drew the short straw. That'd be
That's
fucking
true.
funny.
The way you described Dazzler, she would team up very nicely with Wonder Man,
Yeah,
who just wants to be an actor.
that's true. Yeah, that would
You
work.
could introduce her in Wonder Man if you wanted to, I guess.
Yeah. Would that dazzle you, Darren?
Sure. Just quick honorable mention, just for the sake of it. Wolverine versus Hulk movie would be sick.
Oh,
Obviously.
Yeah.
Throw the Wendigo in there too? Hell yeah.
Omega, you're muted.
$1 billion movie.
Oh yeah. Easy.
Omega, how'd you get muted? I don't know, but you are.
Yeah, it just something with the thing switching.
Wolverine versus.
Yeah, I was about to say we got a little tease of that in Deadpool.
Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
and they
Which-
recreated the John Byrne cover. Oh my god!
Yo,
I
yeah.
think there's a reason we didn't see the fight. Like I said on multiple shows, where it's like, I wish we could have seen the fight. I was like, no, they're saving it.
Hell,
I
you
think
know
they're
what?
saving it for a reason.
Have him fight Eric Bana's Hulk.
All right, let's see if we got any more super chats. We do not, but I did want to point out Extra Hero came in and said, Eric, I want to say that I appreciate how you aren't willing to lie in order to take down your political enemies. I'm willing to fight hard and go tooth and nail with people and sling mud if I have to, but if I were willing to actually lie, that would be a line that I feel like if I crossed that line, there would be no coming back from that. So I appreciate you pointing that out. I might not be right all the time, even though I feel like I am, but I would never lie about something. So, so Cameron says, who's excited for the Supergirl new trailer tomorrow? That will be something we're going to watch on tomorrow night's Nerdcast 100%.
3 trailers tomorrow.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
I'm curious, who had the best list out of all these projects?
Yes. Chat, tell us out of the X-Men list that our top 3 X-Men list here, who had your favorite list in the
Should
chat?
we recap of just like what everyone had?
Oh, yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, Eric, go ahead.
What?
What's your just recapping it just for people?
Phoenix, Magic, and Dazzler. Those are the ones that I had.
Okay.
Joe?
I had musical Wolverine. The Evan Peters Quicksilver teaming up with the Elizabeth Olsen Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
And Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar.
Okay.
Omega.
Corsair with the Spelljammers and Cyclops.
Starjammers.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I got Dean. Yes, yeah. Anyway, Corsair, Xavier, Magneto, and Apocalypse.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And Jake, what did you have?
I had the Rogue series, going into her backstory. You could even include Gambit in that if you wanted to. I had the horror genre Beast series,
Mhm.
and then the Savage Land world building series where you can get all dinosaur-like with it.
Okay. And Darren?
I had my Storm trilogy, I had a long-term Wolverine series, and I had my Cable movie franchise.
Okay. All right. So in the chat, go ahead and select who you think had the best one.
Strong contenders.
Great list.
Darren, I will say I did feel really honored, really vindicated when you said I would give this movie to you.
With that being said, it is time to find out. No pressure. You can say it tonight or you can wait and announce it tomorrow or whatever. Who the chat has decided they want to select a top 3 list for us to do. All right. Let's see what we got. With 32% of the vote, Darren, you were selected by the chat to pick a top 3 list for us to do. So you can think about it unless you know one that you want now. You can think about it and announce it later on. But you are
let me think about it.
Okay. So Darren gets a choice of whatever list he wants. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Darren picks.
Yeah, I demonetize you.
All right, so we got 10 minutes left in the stream. I want to
Damn
thank
it.
everybody for being here for our first ever Nerdcast game night. I do want to ask the panel and the chat. I actually really enjoyed just going through the stream and doing these lists. I think it's a lot better than rushing at the end of the Nerdcast. So would you like to do something like this once a month where we just do a stream where we do all of these lists and get this out? Chat, you can chime in on this. You don't have to do it right now as well. You can leave it on the comment section. But panelists, what do you guys think? Do you prefer doing it this way or at the end of the Nerdcast streams? Which one do you prefer?
Well, just out of curiosity, if we did do it this way, would that remove it from the end of streams going forward? Or
It would just wouldn't be a priority. We could still do it, just wouldn't be a priority.
Okay.
I actually like doing it this way. This was a lot of fun. It wasn't interrupted by topics, stuff like that. And the chat, people that were super chatting and participating were actually doing so within the game, which during the streams, a lot of times we have to stop because we're getting comments about stuff we've talked about before. So I actually really like this. I think this was a good way to do it. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think, Jake?
I think it'd be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of an easy flowing stream. We didn't have to like bounce from one topic to the next all kind of erratically.
Right.
It was able to just go from one to the next to the next.
And we got to talk more because the thing is, when we're rushing through the other stream, if Jake or myself, we tend to go on a little bit about our picks. We don't have to like stop it or rush through because we have time to like talk about it. So, anybody else want to chime in?
I appreciate that you called me out there.
I feel like sometimes I talk a lot too. So
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know we had like a backlog of lists to go through, so I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Omega, did you like this? Did you enjoy doing it this way, or
No.
there you go?
No, this is cool. No, I actually prefer this a lot more.
Yeah. Plus, it was a very positive. So the one thing I do love about this is we didn't have to cover any negative topics because it's just a list where we're having fun, opposed to like sometimes on the Nerdcast, if the news is bad, we have to cover the bad news. And I feel like this was just a lot of fun. Joe, did you have any opinions on this? Did you enjoy this or?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Yeah. Cody here, Fetman says, hell yeah, let's do it again. Chris says this was fun, lots of games. Cody says lots of. This was a lot of fun, honestly. It's a good format for gaming list too, actually. Yes, I agree with that. We knocked out 3. We still have like 12 more to knock out, so we have a bunch to go through.
And the list is going to grow with all your polls and stuff later.
Yeah. But I feel like if we schedule these like every 2 weeks or every 2.5 weeks or whatever, we can knock them out pretty quickly. Which would be good. So with that being said, it's time to do our shout outs. So we're going to do counterclockwise today, and we're going to start with Darren. So Darren, what do you have going on this week, and where can they find you?
You can find me over at Darren Sanctuary. I did stream my own tonight. Me and my friends, we talked about what came out this week, Daredevil and Invincible, and we got a lot of shows coming up like Darth Maul and The Boys, and it's a crazy time. Coming out. Something me and Jake are filming will be coming out this Thursday. Actually, if you liked our X-Men conversation today, Thursday, we are pitching our ideal lineups for Phase 7 of the MCU. So I feel like they're very hand in hand with the Mutant Saga. So go check that out Thursday. Something we haven't filmed yet, but we will do so.
Okay. And Jake, what about you? What are you doing, and where can they find you?
Well, I got my own series, Jake Lost Levels, on Sundays, except for this upcoming Sunday because I'm taking a break for Easter. But we just did a Skyrim stream. This past Sunday, we fought a lot of dragons, a lot of vampires, and had some pretty funny moments happen. One of my Spider-Man videos that I teased, I wanted to get out today. I did get done with it today, but because my editing software decided to be an asshole, I'm delaying that video to Wednesday so it doesn't collide with the Supergirl trailer tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to have the Supergirl trailer tomorrow. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate it. I'm going to have the trailer tomorrow. The Spider-Man video is coming on Wednesday, and then I'm essentially trying to knock my way through as many videos as I can before we get to the end of May, because I'm going to be milking the hell out of the Lego Batman game that's coming out as far as content goes. So I'm trying to get as many videos.
So you're going to be playing that on stream, right? The Lego Batman game.
So I'm actually going to do what I'm currently doing with Jack and Daxter right now, which is one of the things where I'm trying to finish that one, and going to do that one in episodic Let's Play style. Because I know the algorithm and YouTube and everything is not as open to that format anymore, but it's always been one of my favorites. So if you guys like that kind of thing, then maybe come over and check that out. We're getting closer and closer to monetization status. We're like 87% of the way there. We're really close, and I'm trying to get to 2K by Comic-Con. We're like 200 and change away, so I think we can hit both those milestones before the half of the year.
All right, Omega, come on, pitch your deviant art.
I haven't had anything new up there recently, but yeah, if you want to check it out, you can go right here.
It's right there on the screen. DeviantArt.com/Omega Veltal.
Also on Blue Sky. Also on Blue Sky, which I don't really post up there much. Threads, I don't really post up there much because I'm sorry, Threads is just boring. Don't post on Twitter because I don't want my art to be fed into their Grok AI bullshit. But I do troll Twitter a lot just because it's Twitter. That place.
YouTube is killing this channel, guys.
Yes, YouTube is killing this channel. Yeah. But yeah, you can find my stuff there.
Okay. So South Texas Shark is asking, what is Joe doing? Joe, you can pitch your channel and tell us what you're doing as well, because he doesn't. Not sure what you're doing. What? I can't hear Joe.
You did, my friend.
How do I keep ending up on mute? I am not muting myself.
I don't know. Anyway, so what are you doing, and where can they find you?
I'm erasing.
Oh, okay.
Erasing.
I thought you said something else for a second.
There can be only one, Darren.
That's true.
Yeah, you can find me over at Crazy Joe Adventures. I've been adding a new video every Wednesday. So the day after tomorrow, or today actually, because it's past midnight, there will be a new video. The last video was at Northlands in Flemington, New Jersey. It's the largest miniature train display, I guess, in the, well, I don't know, in Jersey, I guess. But yeah, no, there's some exciting stuff coming down the pike.
Okay. Well, that's where you can find everybody. Make sure you support him, Extra Hero. Cut his mic. Yeah. So that's where you can find everybody. Go over and check their channels out. Quick shout out for Lance was in the chat. Go check out Party Nation tomorrow at 7 Eastern time. 6 Eastern time. Okay. I wasn't sure anymore, but go check that out.
We don't
I'm sure
show
some
up
of these
there,
guys
so
are
I
going to be
get
up there. So yeah, exactly. I can't be bothered. Anyway, but just kidding.
Damn.
Love you, Lance. Shout out to Lance. He's probably still listening in bed. Anyway, check out my channel, Eric's Reloaded, if you're watching on Eric Debunks. And if you're watching on Eric's Reloaded, go check out Eric Debunks channel and subscribe to both of them. I have a video up today where I talk about the Andy Weir stuff and the Star Trek Starfleet Academy drama with Project Hail Mary. And I did an AMA over on my Debunks channel, so both of those are out today. So give those a watch. And check us out tomorrow. We'll be back with a regular Nerdcast after the 2 episodes of Daredevil. Don't forget, guys, this week there are 2 episodes. So when you're watching, watch them back-to-back. And then join us. We'll do our normal Nerdcast. And then anybody that has watched the 2 episodes that want to have a discussion about it, we'll be doing it at the end of the Nerdcast on Tuesday night. So
Yeah, there's definitely not going to be a bonus topic tomorrow.
No, Tuesdays will not have bonus topics while Daredevil is airing because of that reason. So definitely join us tomorrow. That'll be around. We're gonna go with our normal time. So around the time this one started tonight is when we'll start tomorrow night. So between 11 and 11:30 ish around there, so everybody can watch Daredevil. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us and being a part of the chat. Thank you for all the super chats. Yeah, we'll see everyone next time. Take care. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.